ঈদ মোবারক। ঈদ মানে শুধু খুশি আর আনন্দই নয়, ঈদ মানে এক বৈষম্যহীন সমাজ যেখানে রয়েছে ভ্রাতৃত্বের পরম বন্ধন। ঈদ মানে কে আপন কে পর সেই ভেদাভেদ ভুলে যাবার দিন। তবু আজ আমরা এমন এক আপনজনকে, এমন এক পরম বন্ধুকে আপনাদের সামনে আনতে চাই, যিনি বর্তমান সময়ে আমেরিকায় বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটির সুখ দুঃখের সাথী, নিউ ইয়র্কে বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটির কণ্ঠস্বর। তিনি মেয়র এরিক অ্যাডামস। এই শহরে বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটির ইতিহাস খুব বেশি দিনের না হলেও জৌলসময় এই শহরে তারা এতদিন পর্যন্ত ছিলেন অনেকটা অদৃশ্য, অশ্রুত। প্রবল সম্ভাবনা নিয়ে তারা ছিলেন প্রদীপের নিচে অন্ধকার হয়ে। সেই আধার সরিয়ে ক্রমশই তাদেরকে সামনে নিয়ে আসছেন মেয়র এরিক অ্যাডামস। এর আগে 109 জন মেয়র নিউ ইয়র্কের নেতৃত্ব দিয়েছেন, কিন্তু 110তম মেয়র এরিক অ্যাডামস প্রথম দেখতে পেয়েছেন উদীয়মান বাংলাদেশি আমেরিকানদের অদম্য সম্ভাবনা। এই প্রথম কোনো মেয়র হয়ে উঠেছেন আমাদের মেয়র। যে কোনো উৎসবে, হোক তা ঈদ কিংবা পূজা, মসজিদ উদ্বোধন কিংবা পয়লা বৈশাখের বর্ষবরণ, ম্যানহাটনে বাংলাদেশের পতাকা উত্তোলন কিংবা TBN24-এর ইফতার আয়োজন, তিনি আছেন আমাদের সব কিছুতে। এমন বাংলাদেশি বান্ধব আমাদের কেউ না হয়েও আমাদের প্রয়োজন অপ্রয়োজনে কবে কোন মেয়র আমাদের কাছে এসেছেন, পাশে বসেছেন, আমাদের কৃষ্টি কালচারে মিলেমিশে হয়েছেন একাকার। নিজেকে প্রশ্ন করলেই উত্তরটি পাবেন। তিনি বর্তমান মেয়র এরিক অ্যাডামস। ইংরেজি প্রবাদ আছে, ফ্রেন্ডস ইন নিড, ফ্রেন্ডস ইন ডিড। এবং যেহেতু মেয়র এরিক অ্যাডামস সবসময় যে কোনো প্রয়োজনে বাংলাদেশিদের পাশে থাকেন, তাই তিনি আমাদের পরম বন্ধু এবং বাংলাদেশি আমেরিকান কমিউনিটির ট্রু ফ্রেন্ড। তাকে আজকে আমরা পেয়েছি আমাদের এই একান্ত সাক্ষাৎকারে। আমরা তাকে স্বাগত জানাতে চাই ঈদের শুভেচ্ছা। অনারেবল মেয়র, ঈদ মোবারক।
Eid Mubarak to you as well, and it's good to see you and speak with you.
Yeah, it's always good to see you, have you, and thank you so much having time for us on this special day.
Yes, especially for all of us. And this is a holy time of the year for this entire nation. We have Ramadan, we have Easter, and we have Passover. So this is a time for reflection, for family, and for faith.
Right. So this is a one of the main festival for Muslim community. So how you wanna greet them on this Eid day?
Well, I want to greet them with peace and prosperity and say Eid Mubarak. And we have been going around to many of the Ramadan acknowledgements throughout the entire period of Ramadan. I want to continue to say Assalamu alaikum to everyone, and let peace be with us all.
Right. But since you take the responsibility of mayor office on Eid day, in fact, I met you 3 times on Eidgah, in mosque. You greeted all the time. What is your plan for this Eid?
Well, to continue to speak with my Muslim brothers and sisters as they celebrate this time of the year, or the acknowledgement, and to remind us that this is just not a period that shows up on our calendar. There's a real meaning behind the fasting, a meaning behind Ramadan, a meaning of what it is to sacrifice and go without. As we fast throughout the day, it's a reminder that people are fasting because they don't have good food or access to clean water, or some of the basic things that we take for granted throughout the year. And I want to constantly remind us to go is not only to be a devoted worshiper, but to be a devoted practitioner. We must carry out the things that we worship every day.
এরিক অ্যাডামস কি করে আমাদের ট্রু ফ্রেন্ড হয়ে উঠলেন, আজ ঈদের খুশির দিনে শুনবো সেই গল্পটুকু। বৈচিত্র্যময় শহর নিউ ইয়র্কের রাজনীতি, অর্থনীতি, সংস্কৃতি, প্রতিটি ক্ষেত্রে আমরা যখন উন্নয়নের সোপানে সবে পা রেখেছি, তা দেখতে পেয়েছেন মেয়র। তিনি শুনতে পেয়েছেন আমাদের এগিয়ে যাওয়ার আকাঙ্ক্ষার ধ্বনি। এ কারণেই তিনি ট্রু ফ্রেন্ড অব বাংলাদেশি আমেরিকান কমিউনিটি। মেয়র এরিক অ্যাডামস প্রথম কোনো মেয়র যিনি মেয়র বাসভবন গ্রেসি ম্যানশনে সেলিব্রেট করেছেন বাংলাদেশের স্বাধীনতা, সংস্কৃতি এবং ঐতিহ্য। যদিও নিউ ইয়র্ক মানে বৈচিত্র্যময় শহর, সব জাতি, সব ভাষার মানুষের বসবাস এখানে। পুরো আমেরিকার মধ্যে সর্বাধিক সংখ্যক বাংলাদেশের শহরও নিউ ইয়র্ক। তবু এই প্রথম এ ধরনের উৎসবে সামিল হওয়ার সুযোগ পেল আমাদের কমিউনিটি। বাংলাদেশি কৃষ্টি কালচার বিশ্বের সামনে স্বীকৃতি দিলেন মেয়র অ্যাডামস। বললেন এই স্বীকৃতি বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটির আরো বহু আগেই পাওয়া উচিত ছিল।
You made your way here to pursue the American dream. It should not have taken 40 years before you made your way to Gracie Mansion and acknowledge your presence. So I celebrate you, this amazing community, what you do in business, what you do to lift up our families, and all the things that are important. We have thousands of jobs that are waiting to be filled like Mir. We want you to go into your community and find people who are looking for employment and let them go into city service. We want to increase the number of Bangladeshi police officers so that we can have supervisors. We want to increase the numbers of Department of DOT, Department of Sanitation, HPD. All of these services, don't be an outside spectator as you try to improve this city. We want you to be part of this administration like so many others. We want to bring you all in because you have not been noticed for so long. I want you to know I see you, I respect you, but most importantly, I need you. I need you. And we heard you when you said you wanted a place to worship. We created space for all of the Muslim employees to go for Juma. We heard you when you stated that you want your children to have halal food. We did a citywide campaign of bringing halal food into our schools. We're hearing you when you talk about your children are dealing with fentanyl and some of the other crises and the overdose. We know we have to tackle that problem. We hear you when you state that the women of your community were being assaulted because they wore a hijab. That's why we put in place the Office to Prevent Hate Crime and bolstered it, and now hate crimes have dropped by almost 70%. So we hear you. Now I want you to hear me. Cities are made up of agencies. I want every agency to reflect the diversity of this city. When someone walks into an agency, they must see you.
এখানেই কিন্তু শেষ নয়। এরিক অ্যাডামস আমাদের এমন আপনজন, কাছের বন্ধু যে তিনি একমাত্র মেয়র যিনি ম্যানহাটনের গ্রিন বোলিং পার্কে উত্তোলন করেছেন আমাদের প্রাণের প্রিয় বাংলাদেশের লাল সবুজের পতাকা।
Real simple as we stand down here at Bowling Green to raise the Bangladeshi flag. We saw Mir being introduced by a dreamer that came to America from Mexico with his mother to participate in the American dream. He is standing next to my Commissioner of International Affairs who came from Ukraine to participate in the American dream. And now to have Mir to hold such a high position in City Hall, a Bangladeshi American citizen participating in the American dream. And to have an African-American mayor who understand that it's the uniqueness of our diversity and what we all bring, no matter what corner of the globe we come from, we all have the right to participate in the only country with dreams attached to its name, and that's America. And I'm happy to be the first mayor to have this flag raising and to also host the Bangladeshi community at Gracie Mansion to celebrate the richness of the culture. But I'm not a new friend, I'm an old friend. I know many of you from the days of being a Brooklyn Borough president. I know how you believe in business, how you believe in family, how you believe in public safety. We see eye to eye on these things that are important for New Yorkers. And so I want to thank you for allowing us to host the flag here today. And I also want you to look over your shoulders to the people who are on the line, some of them from out of the country, and just ask them to do one thing: spend money while they're in New York. But until then, happy independence to this great community.
অনেকেই আশ্চর্য হতে পারেন, এরিক অ্যাডামস সম্ভবত ইতিহাসে একমাত্র মেয়র যিনি কোনো মসজিদের উদ্বোধন করেছেন রীতিমতো মাথায় টুপি পরে।
I'm probably the first mayor that raised the flag at Bowling Green of all of the different ethnic groups in this city. I'm probably the first mayor to have halal food inside our schools citywide.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The first mayor that allowed Juma to be for my staffers at City Hall. So many items you will see in my time as the mayor that has never been done before in the city. There are people who want us to go backwards, and we are saying no to that. We're going forward. And the greatest moment for me today was when you have an inspector that is not monitoring you, is not intruding on you, it is not treating you with a level of disdain and disrespect, but he can come here and talk about the spirit of the Quran, talk about the spirit of God, talk about the spirit of who we're supposed to be. This is a moment that we should all reflect on.
শুধুই কি ধর্মীয় উৎসব আয়োজন? এই মেয়র আছেন আমাদের বাঙালি সংস্কৃতির প্রতীক পয়লা বৈশাখের বর্ষবরণেও।
This community is a community of faith. It's a community of giving back. It's a community of family. It's a community of believing in what's best about us as New Yorkers. Let's now live out what's best about each other and see faith in each other.
নিউ ইয়র্ক সব সংস্কৃতিকে ধারণ করে, লালন করে, পালন করে। আমাদের প্রাণের উৎসব বাংলা নববর্ষ পয়লা বৈশাখ ম্যানহাটানে প্যারেড আয়োজনে সহযোগিতা চায় মেয়রের এই কমিউনিটি, চায় তারা সেখানে প্যারেড করতে। উই আর নট অনলি মুসলিম কমিউনিটি, we have really cultural heritage that is another aspect, and in this city Bangladeshis are involved in small business. They are small business owner, but you know, in city the street vendors or food cart, those license are not, city is not providing anymore. Do you have any plan to provide the license for small business or street vendoring, food cart, those who are stopped for long?
Yes, and our Bangladeshi community is one of the largest and the fastest growing communities in New York City. A large population in the Bronx, large population in Queens, even large population in Brooklyn. You're seeing the Bangladeshi community is really thriving. Business leaders believe in public safety, believe in family, and we want to encourage them as much as possible to continue to participate in the business of vendoring. Street vendors are a vital part of the city, economic and cultural landscape, but it can't be unregulated. Unregulated street vending impacts the quality of life. We need to make sure if someone is serving food that it passes all of the standards of the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. And so what we want to do is look at how do we increase the numbers of permits to allow people to vend, to do their vendoring, but we want to do it in a safe way to make sure that we're giving people a good product. Like you look at the stores now, the stores have letter grades, A, B, or C, so consumers know that they're passing the standards of serving healthy food. We need to make sure that whatever a person purchases on the street or in a building, that it is something that is healthy and is certified and is not going below the standards that's expected. And so we want to continue to see vendoring, but we got to do it the right way so that we don't in any way endanger the lives of the public.
Sure, that's a good idea. I want to talk about Bengali New Year. You know, every year, 14th February, we celebrate Bangla New Year. And it's one of the major cultural festivals that harmonize our all religion background. I mean, we have Muslim, we have Hindus, we have Christian, different religion, but what bond us together in a same platform, that is our New Year celebration. We call it Pohela Boishakh. Bangladeshi community wants to celebrate this New Year, Bengali New Year in Manhattan as a parade, the way some other community they celebrate New Year. Do you have plan? Do you think you're gonna support them to arrange a parade in Manhattan?
And when you say support, I always participate in the celebration, but is there something specific that you're asking to accomplish this year and in the years to come?
Yeah, of course. This will be on 24th, 2024. Yes, next year.
Mm-hmm. And I always participate in a New Year's celebration, the Bengali New Year's celebration. I'm going to continue to do so. But was there something that you were asking specifically about that New Year's celebration?
No, not specifically, but every year we community wants to celebrate a Bengali New Year in Manhattan with a parade.
Okay.
If they apply, they're gonna do the procedures if you permit.
No, I would love to do a parade with the Bengali New Year's, and they should reach out to our office that deals with street permits. I'm in full support of it. I look forward to being as supportive as possible.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Bangladeshi community expect that the way you are supporting them, helping them, encouraging them to participate in this city and to grow this city. Thank you so much on behalf of our community and of course from TBN24.
Thank you, and it's really good speaking with you, and I look forward to continuing having great conversation with you. Enjoy your wonderful weekend.
Yeah, you too, and once again, Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak.
TBN24 যেহেতু আপনাদের কণ্ঠস্বর, TBN24 বলে আপনার কথা, তাই মেয়রকে ট্রু ফ্রেন্ড অফ বাংলাদেশি আমেরিকান কমিউনিটি সম্মাননা দেয় TBN24। বললেন তিনি এই কমিউনিটির অনেক পুরনো বন্ধু।
That is the platform that is allowing you right now to have something like a TBN24, and we need to never forget that those who paved the way before us. We must use the platform of TBN24. One of the most important tools a community can have is a place to communicate to their constituencies, to mobilize them. And I love this community, and this community has shown great love for me. And I stated when I was running for office that I would never forget your support and how you were there for me. And now as the mayor of the city of New York, it's not my victory, it is our victories. I'm not your mayor, I'm your brother.
TBN24 টেলিভিশনের কাছে মানুষের প্রত্যাশা অনেক বিষয় এখানে তুলে আনতে হবে, অনেক বিষয় মানুষের সামনে তুলে দিতে হবে। আমরা চেষ্টা করতেছি, আমাদের টিম নিরন্তর প্রচেষ্টা করছে মানুষের চাহিদা অনুযায়ী, দর্শকদের চাহিদা অনুযায়ী তাদেরকে সব সংবাদ পরিবেশন করতে, তাদেরকে সব অনুষ্ঠান উপহার দিতে আমরা কাজ করে যাচ্ছি। ভবিষ্যতে আপনাদের সব চাহিদা আমরা পূরণের সচেষ্ট হব আশা করি। আমাদের সাথে থাকবেন এবং টিবিএনের অগ্রযাত্রায় আপনারা আমাদের পাথে হয়ে থাকবেন এই আশা করি।
ঈদ যদি হয় ভ্রাতৃত্বের পরম বন্ধন, তাহলে সেখানে ঘৃণার কোনো স্থান নেই। আর মেয়র এরিক অ্যাডামস কোনো জাতিগত বিদ্বেষ বা ঘৃণা বরদাস্ত করেন না। বাট ইউ নো, স্টিল এভরি রিলিজিয়ন সেজ অ্যাবাউট পিসফুল লাইফ, peace, love, but still there are hate. So in this beautiful city, most diverse city in the world, how you wanna discourage hate crime and encourage the diversity?
It's so important, and as we look and see that although hate crimes have gone down in our city substantially, one hate crime is not enough. And there are three ways I believe that we could move to decrease hate crime. One is what we're doing with our initiative called Breaking Bread, Building Bonds, 1,000 dinners across the city, 10 people at a minimum at each dinner, and everyone coming from a different cultural, ethnic, and religious group. This way, we can start learning from each other. Second, I believe we need to incorporate in our educational system. How do we learn from each other? And an African-American student should do projects on Jewish history. A Muslim should do project on East Indian history. And the same with someone that's from South America should do a project on Muslim history. We need to really learn from each other, and our schools is a way to do it. And finally, there must be a zero tolerance for hate crime. I believe there should be a no plea bargaining rule. Anyone that commits a hate crime should be held accountable. We should not allow them to lower their plea. If anything, we should make them be held responsible for their actions.
Right. You have always supported all communities, particularly I want to say about Muslim community. You supported all the way whenever what role you played, what was your responsibility. You always supported Muslim community. What are your future plan to improve their life?
Well, I've had a long history of supporting those issues that impacted Muslim community. From the days of being a police officer, I organized Muslim officers to start an organization, the Law Enforcement Muslim Association. I also was there after September 11th, when many of the Muslim officers were treated unfairly, their wives, and I was there to support them. The same as a state senator, and even when Donald Trump wanted to do a Muslim ban, I organized and was part of an organization at Brooklyn Borough Hall to fight against that. And so I have a long, strong relationship with the Muslim community. That is what we did then, and there are things we want to do now. The Muslim community spoke with me when I was running about having halal food in school. We did just that, citywide. They spoke with me about finding in city buildings places where they can have their prayers, their Jummahs. We accomplished that the first time in history. They wanted to lift up their heritage and the culture. We had the first Ramadan celebration at Gracie Mansion in the history of this city. We want to continue to empower the Muslim community with the thousands of jobs we have, because the best way to reflect the actions and delivery of goods and services is to have Muslim brothers and sisters as employees in our city government. And we've done just that with our appointments and leadership positions, and we want to continue to do so.
আমেরিকান বাংলাদেশিরা এই প্রথমবারের মতো এমন একজন বন্ধুকে পেয়েছেন যিনি শুধু সাথে থেকেই নয়, পাশে থেকেই নয়, সব সময় সুখে দুঃখে সব সময়ের সঙ্গী আমাদের। তার নেতৃত্বে শুধুমাত্র নিউ ইয়র্ক এগিয়ে যাবে না, সেই অগ্রযাত্রায় বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটিও সামিল হবে এবং তারাও নিজেদের উন্নয়নে এগিয়ে যাবে, সেই প্রত্যাশা রাখছি। আজকের এই ঈদের দিনে আপনারা যারা এতক্ষণ আমাদের সঙ্গে ছিলেন, আপনাদের সবাইকে জানাচ্ছি আরও একবার ঈদ মোবারক।
TBN24 টেলিভিশন দেখতে আজই কল করুন 7187776556। লগ ইন করুন www.totalcablebd.com।
নিউ ইয়র্ক থেকে সম্প্রচারিত TBN24 টেলিভিশন বিশ্বজুড়ে বাঙালির কণ্ঠস্বর।